Seeing Web 2.0 in Context, a study of academic perceptions. Written by Susan Brown, critiqued by Charles Devlin. And let me begin by saying, when she is referring to a study of academic perceptions, she's actually talking about a study of professors' perceptions. This research article can be located in Science Direct. The paper explored perceptions of university professors in the United Kingdom and their use of Web 2.0 tools. The university had recently implemented an e-learning strategy which required all professors to have a web presence for each of their learning modules. The researcher wanted to gain the perception of these teachers and this rollout. Participants were asked to complete a digital questionnaire and participate in an interview with the researcher. The interview allowed for more in-depth exploration of perceptions. Some things she learned that influenced perceptions: the discipline taught, levels at which professors taught, and the modalities. Was it online or was it distance? Exposure to and use of different Web 2.0 tools for different purposes. Was there influences from superiors, or maybe influences from students or colleagues? The researcher broke the candidates down into stages. Participants who knew about Web 2.0 tools but never used them were part of Stage 1. That was 11 individuals. Stage 2 was participants who used Web 2.0 tools for personal or social reasons, but they didn't use them in teaching. That was 41 individuals, or 55% of the respondents. The final group, Stage 3, was participants who used Web 2.0 tools in their teaching. That was 22 individuals, or 28% of the respondents. The researcher then broke the Stage 3 respondents into types. Type 1 saw potential of using Web 2.0 to increase student participation, and that was 51% of the study. Type 2 saw the potential to enhance distribution of coursework, and that was 29%. Type 3 saw no potential for Web 2.0 in teaching content. The researcher's analysis: the views of the professors in this study point to the following. Web 2.0 is useful in promoting student-centered learning. Ongoing experimentation with and discussion of Web 2.0 is the best way of reaching a deeper understanding of its potential. My analysis. At first, I really liked how the researcher broke down the participants into stages based on their use of Web 2.0 tools. However, I became confused as she broke participants into types. Additionally, the sample size felt small. She had 97 respondents out of possible 4,250 university professors. Going back to sample size, 97 respondents out of 4,250. She rejected 23 for incomplete data. She then rejected 11 after Stage 1, and that was the people who had no experience with Web 2.0 tools. She then rejected 41 at the end of Stage 2, and that was the individuals who used Web 2.0 tools but didn't use them in education, leaving her at the final sample size of 22 participants. There's also a language barrier, which was surprising me as the student was written in the United Kingdom, but she used certain jargon, such as on-the-ground and top-down influences. She also used some languages exclusive to UK, academics instead of professor or educator, and tutor could be graduate assistant or teacher. I actually sent this to a British-speaking friend of mine, and he had some trouble digesting what the researcher was trying to get across. My analysis conclusion: the sample size seemed too small to make any fair assumptions. There was an excellent and appropriate use of charts and graphs. Last week I had so many charts and graphs I actually lost track of the data because I was too busy looking at all the pretty pictures. However, there was confusing organization. She would talk about somebody being stage 3, type 1 interview candidate 6. And it took a moment to remember what stage 3 meant, what type 1 meant, and what interview candidate 6 had to do with anything. Were they from the science department or health department or math department? My long-term use, really, I have none. The research article was confusing. The sample size was just too small. I think she grabbed the perception of a group of teachers at a university after administration rolled out a new policy. She took a snapshot of that and reported on that, and it's good for that university. However, I have no further use for this data.